Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Monday. It is December 1st. Seriously, where did this year go? It's been a wild one. That's for damn sure. But anyways, I am here, and we are going to talk about superstitions. Is it a superstition, or is it good luck to say rabbit, rabbit? Or maybe is it both? So, I do have a thing. Sorry. I scrolled and started reading an article. So, yeah, I'm a little behind. Sorry, I dropped something. Okay, there we go. Okay, so, I wanted to pull this up because I have a few things I want to read, but then I thought, this goes into a little bit more depth. So we'll go with that too. So, okay. First and foremost, where did it come from? Where did rabbit, rabbit come from? So, just to be fair, the first words out of my mouth this morning were rabbit, rabbit. That's right, I did it. Yay! So, that's the superstition. Part of the superstition is it has to be the first words out of your mouth in the morning when you wake up. And all weekend I was like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And I did. So before I opened my mouth or before I spoke to anyone or anything, I'm like, rabbit, rabbit. But the thing is, that's the first time. I do it every month, but since I learned it, but never my first words. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, this is a scientific test to see what happens. Good morning, Muddy. So yeah, let's dive into this, okay? We'll read it, I'll read it, we'll read it, I'll read it, and then we'll talk about it. So, the superstition involves saying rabbit, rabbits, or white rabbits, okay? So, the superstition involves saying rabbit, rabbits, or white rabbits. White rabbits. That sounds like a swear word, right? Like, white rabbits. But, I don't know, that might become my new thing. You know, I have a potty mouth, but every so often, if I don't want to swear, I'll just say Fraggles. I don't know how many of you remember Fraggle Rock, but definitely I'm a Gen X child. So, anyways, superstition, sorry, squirrel. The superstition involves saying rabbit, rabbits, or white rabbits on the first day of the month, to bring good luck for the entire month. Origins and practice. Now, I'm going to read this and we're going to end up rereading it again because there is something else on here, but I wanted to share it. So the superstition is believed to have originated in the UK and North America. I'm not sure how North America unless they came over. But with the earliest recorded mentions dating back to 1909 in the periodical Notes and Queries. It was noted that children would say rabbits on the first day of each month to ensure good luck. The phrase must be the first thing spoken upon waking to be effective. Variations include saying it 3 times or phrases like bunny, bunny. Now, I say rabbit, rabbit. Good morning, Allie. How are you, sweet girl? So, here's the thing. I learned this from someone who lives in Arizona. Because, you know, we used to have this tiny little group chat and between her baby sibling and I. And one day on the first of the month, she's like, rabbit, rabbit. And we're like, what? What is rabbit, rabbit? This is just a couple of years ago, too. But we're like, what the hell is rabbit, rabbit? And for some reason, it's like I come from a very superstitious lot, all right? I come from Hawaiians. So, and I don't care what they say, they are superstitious. So, yeah. So anyways, that's where I learned it. But then I found out that it might have been a British thing or I didn't know. And then I promised that the show was going to be a little bit more of something and a whole lot of everything, not just mental health stuff. Although, you know me, I do love to advocate for the mental health. So that being said, though, I'm trying to make it more fun, more me, you know, like just all across the board, right? I mean, you already saw me squirrel for the day. Now, here's the thing. Okay, I may not have kids, but I'm an aunt, all right? And I will tell you this. It says that you have to say it the first words out of your mouth in the morning. Not a lot of kids do that. Their first thing is everything else. And usually, I don't want to get up. You know, do I have to get up? You know, they're not going to sit there and go, rabbit, rabbit. No. So when it says that, it was noted that children would say rabbits on the first day of each month to ensure good luck. I just figured as long as you say it during the day, you're probably going to be okay. All right. But here's the thing about magic. You have to believe in it. Here's the thing about superstitions. They only work if you believe in them. And they don't always work because, you're testing the universe and trying to say, oh, hey, universe, can you do this for me? But it's kind of a last minute request, right? So just go out there and say it. So this is what this is what Wikipedia has to say. So so this one is rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Now see, I've heard rabbit, rabbit, and then when I Googled it to find out where it came from, I heard rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. So my variations vary from month to month. So rabbit, rabbit, rabbit is a superstition in some English-speaking countries where a person says rabbit, rabbits, or white rabbits upon waking on the first day of the month to ensure good luck for the rest of it. As you know, because I already read that. The origin of the superstition is unknown, though it was recorded in notes and queries as being said by children in 1909. And here's a quote from the story. My 2 daughters are in the habit of saying rabbits on the first day of each month. The word must be spoken aloud and be the first word said in the month. It brings luck for that month. Other children I find use the same formula. Okay, so maybe I'm underestimating the power of children. But in response to this note, another contributor said that his daughter believed that the outcome would be a present and that the word must be spoken up the chimney to be most effective. Another pointed out that the word rabbit was often used in expletives, there it is, and suggested that the superstition may be a survival of the ancient belief in swearing as a means of avoiding evil. People, see, this is why I'm a potty mouth, because I'm keeping people safe with my mouth, fuck off, right? That's a spell. Sorry. Excuse my language, especially when this is about kids, right? Whoops. And no, I do not swear around my nephews. I might by accident from time to time, but most of the time they're like, it's okay, Auntie. It's not like we haven't heard it before. So, they love me. It's all that matters. My boys. So anyways, people continue to express curiosity about the origins of this superstition and draw upon it for inspiration in making calendars, suggestive of the labors of the months, thus linking the rabbit superstition to seasonal fertility. It appeared in a work of fiction in 1922, and this is what it said. Why? The man in the brown hat laughed at him. I thought everybody knew rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. If you say rabbit, rabbit, rabbit 3 times just like that, first thing in the morning on the first of the month, even before you say your prayers, you'll get a present before the end of the month. Now, ironically, it's Christmas time. It's December. So, saying it now, I already know it's Christmas. I'm going to get something. So if I get something not on Christmas, we'll see what happens. Chapter 1 of the Trixie Belden story, The Mystery of the Emeralds, 1962, is titled Rabbit, Rabbit, and discusses the tradition. Muddy says Rabbit, Rabbit is actually a new one for her. Now you know why on Facebook I put 2 bunnies on every first day of the month. I put 2 rabbit emojis on my status, and I don't think I'm not even sure if anyone sees it, right? But anyways, so Chapter 1 of Trixie Belden. The Trixie Belden awoke slowly with the sound of a summer rain beating against her window. She half opened her eyes, stretched her arms above her head, and then catching the sight of a large sign tied to the foot of her bed, yelled out, "Rabbit, rabbit!" She bounced out of bed and ran out of her room and down the hall. "I've finally done it," she cried. "Well, ever since I was Bobby's age, I've been trying to remember to say rabbit, rabbit and make a wish just before going to sleep on the last night of the month. If you say it again in the morning before you've said another word, your wish will come true," Trixie laughed. "Well, shit, I didn't know that. Now I got to try this at the end of the month and the beginning of the month." This is how I felt, though. Okay, this is how I felt when I woke up and I thought, oh, I remembered. In the United States, the tradition appears especially well known in the northern New England. In the United States, the tradition appears especially well known in northern New England, although, like all folklore, determining its exact area of distribution is difficult. The superstition may be related to the broader belief in the rabbit or hare being a lucky animal, as exhibited in the practice of carrying a rabbit's foot for luck. I have a thought on that when I'm done. Rabbits have not always been thought of as lucky, however. In the 19th century, for example, fishermen would not say the word while at sea. In South Devon, to see a white rabbit rabbit in one's village when a person was very ill was regarded as a sure sign that the person was about to die. During the mid-1990s, the Americans' cable channel Nickelodeon helped popularize the superstition in the United States as part of its Nick Days, where during commercial breaks it would show an ad about the significance of the current date, whether it be an actual holiday, a largely uncelebrated, unofficial holiday, or a made-up day if nothing else is going on that specific day. The latter would be identified as a Nickelodeon holiday. Nickelodeon would promote the last day of each month as Rabbit Rabbit Day and remind kids to say it the next day unless the last day of that specific month was an actual holiday such as Halloween or New Year's Eve. This practice stopped by the late 1990s. So for those of you who don't know though, our New England is like, I know some people overseas know football, so they know the New England Patriots, but the New England Patriots are actually in Massachusetts. They're in Boston, but it's that area. It's like Maine, New Hampshire, I believe, Massachusetts. So that's kind of our New England area, and a lot of that was populated, back when the country was still first forming and before it was formed. So, for those of you who don't know, there's the Boston Tea Party, right? And this is kind of where the Revolutionary War was starting to pick up steam. So yeah. So anyways, that's New England. Did I say Maine? Yeah, either way, both great cities. There's another folk tradition that may be my God, what's wrong with me today? There's another folk tradition that may use a variation of rabbit, bunny. I love gray rabbits or white rabbit to ward off smoke that the wind is directing into your face when gathered around a campfire. Okay. Variants. As with folklore, which is traditionally spread by word of mouth, there are many numerous variants of the superstition, sometimes specific to a certain type, period, or region. When I was a very little boy, I was advised to always murmur white rabbits on the first of every month if I wanted to be lucky. From sheer force of unreasoning habit, I do it still when I think of it. I know it to be preposterously ludicrous, but that does not deter me. Sir Herbert Russell, 1925. Okay, see, Allie says they say it 3 times, but that's just it. It's like the variation that started in the UK started as rabbit rabbit. So maybe the extra rabbit is one for good luck. So I've been saying so it depends on the month, right? Sometimes they say rabbit rabbit, sometimes they say rabbit rabbit rabbit. So at least now I know. So someone from the UK literally just said we say rabbit rabbit rabbit. So we're going to stick with that from now on. 3 bunny emojis. But, Sammy, those pesky colonists. Yeah, damn those pesky colonists. Pain in King George's side. Even Mr. Roosevelt, the President of the United States, has confessed to a friend that he says rabbits on the first of every month. And what is more, he would not think of omitting the utterance on any account. Newspaper article, 1935. On the first day of the month, say rabbit, 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 and the first thing you know, you will get a present from someone you like very much. Collected by the researcher Frank C. Brown in North Carolina in the years between 1913 and 1943. Okay, so it literally took him 30 years to collect that. Come on. There had to be more to it than that. If you say rabbit, 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 the first thing when you wake up in the morning on the first of each month, you will have good luck all month. Collected by Wayland D. Hand in Pennsylvania before 1964. Say rabbit, rabbit, rabbit at the first of the month for good luck and money. Collected by Ernest W. Bowman in New Mexico before 1964. It must be white rabbit, but you must also say brown rabbit at night and walk downstairs backwards. This was reported in a small survey that took place in Exeter, Devon in 1972. Come on. I mean, okay, look, I'm not... Because I get it, right? If you walk backwards, it's supposed to mean something, or I can't remember what, but it's like, you're not trying to kill people. I mean, I have enough trouble walking downstairs going forward, and now you want me to walk backwards? No. So, ever since I was 4 years old, I have said white rabbits at the very moment of waking on every single first day of every single month that has passed. Simon Winchester, 2006. Okay, so you know what? I really do. I am seriously underestimating the power of children. Bad auntie Shell. So the more common version, rabbit, rabbit, white rabbit, should be said upon waking on the first day of each month to bring good luck. The Sunday Mirror, 2007. Oh, come on. Really? Rabbit, rabbit, white rabbit. That's a lot. I'm lucky I remembered to say rabbit, rabbit this morning. But anyways, what I was going to say is when they said that rabbit's feet or rabbit's foot is said to be a good luck charm. The funniest thing about that is every time like my dad and I are watching a movie or a TV show and someone talks about the rabbit's foot, he's all, well, it wasn't lucky for the rabbit, now was it? Which brings up a very good point. How can a rabbit's foot be good luck if you had to kill the poor thing to get it? Or, here's the other thing though, people used to eat rabbits way back in the day. So maybe like how, when someone shoots a deer and eats it throughout and makes something out of the pelt and all that, and they stick the head on the wall, which that's not my thing. Or the buffalo, right? Because the buffalo, they use all the meat, they use all the skins and everything. Sometimes they keep the horns or whatever, but still not my thing. But I know my meat comes in cellophane and styrofoam. Okay. I'm just going to tell you that it comes from a magical place that I don't know about. And, yes, I do, but I don't want to think about it because I love animals and yes, I eat them and I feel bad about it. Not when I'm eating them, but later when I think about it like this. So anyways, but yeah, I mean, how lucky is it for the rabbit? Unless, like I said, it is something that is being utilized after the fact. So I don't even know why I'm doing air quotes after the fact. So that being said, this is an interesting superstition. And like I said, when I first heard it, it was from someone who lives in Arizona. So I was like, where did this come from? And, it kind of just ran away from me for a while in the sense that I just said it. Someone says it's a superstition. It's like, okay, Shelly's on board. So, I mean, my superstitions run rampant sometimes. I remember back in a billion years ago when my hockey team was in the playoffs, older sibling had cleaned off the table and I'm like, oh, what'd you do? You moved everything. You have to put it back. And I mean, I wasn't this nice when I said it. I was like hysterical, not hysterical crazy, but I was like, I panicked. So I'm like, oh my God, we're going to lose now. We're going to lose because you cleaned off the table. She's like, you're kidding, right? And I'm like, no, we're going to lose because you cleaned off the table. I would like to point out, by the way, that we lost in the finals. It's all sibling. I'm just kidding. Everybody won their home games. Unfortunately, we did not have home ice, so if we had home ice, we probably would have won it, but it's okay. But no, and then she was just like, every year I would get superstitious. She's like, why? She's all, you just need to stop this. Like, no, her Aunt Stell, her husband told her, you need to stop. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, no. I said, if someone tries to tell me to stop being superstitious, I'm going to become more superstitious. Okay. I'm not trying to be that kind of person, but I stand on the shoulders of all the women who fought for my right to speak up that came before me. And no, I'm not joking about that. If someone tells me to let go of my superstitions, I'm going to be like, you know what? You do your thing, I'll do my thing, but don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me how to think. Even the older sibling tried. She's like, why are you so superstitious? I mean, even growing up, and I don't know if this is a Hawaiian superstition or what, but my parents grew up in the Hawaiian culture. My father actually is bloodline Hawaiian. And it was like, you never celebrate your birthday before, okay, bye, Sammy. Tell the HVAC guy hi. So anyways, thank you for popping on. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but it was like, don't celebrate your birthday before your birthday because it's bad luck. Many have proven this is not the case, but I still panic. I still panic about this. Like, please, I don't want to celebrate my birthday before my birthday because it's bad luck. So it's like, I don't care if you have to schedule my birthday for next month. All right. If you want to throw me a party, do not celebrate my birthday beforehand. That is a superstition I will carry with me to the grave. Which is kind of ironic, but yeah, it's supposed to be bad luck because it says that you're basically, you're basically saying, well, it's going to happen anyway. And it's almost like testing the universe, right? Although the universe is probably like, when I think about all the deities out there, or the ones that you may turn your focus to, or even just the universe itself, all I can think is they're probably like, these people are idiots. Or are we? Maybe they don't. Maybe they're like, yeah, they're onto something. How do we know that a higher power didn't give us rabbits to give us a leg up at the beginning of the month? But I am curious as to where this started, because the earliest, as it says, the earliest noted, of this is 1909. So that's just 116 years ago. So, I mean, it's been within the last 2 centuries. The 20th century is when it was first kind of noted on paper. So I'm curious how far this goes back, though. If anybody knows, like if you know more than, the internet, because I mean, and I don't mean that sarcastically either. I mean that in the sense that, people have this traditions passed down throughout their lives, throughout the generations. And just because it wasn't noted until 1909 doesn't mean that it didn't exist before then. So I am extremely curious as to where, rabbit, or rabbit, or white rabbits came from. Or what was this one? I don't know. This, this is my favorite one. Okay. This is my favorite one. Where'd it go? Oh yeah. From Devon in 1972. And from the small survey that took place in Devon in 1972, it must be white rabbit, but you must also say brown rabbit at night and walk downstairs backwards. What if you don't have stairs in your house? That's my point, or the one where it says you have to yell it up a chimney for it to be, for it to work. What if you don't have a chimney? This is where it starts to feel very specific to a general area, because, back in the old days, everybody had chimneys because, they had to cook, right? And, so there was some kind of thing that they had. But, I live in California. We don't all have chimneys. My father has a chimney, but he blocks it because he doesn't use the fireplace. Okay. Bye, Allie. Thank you for popping on. And have a lovely dinner. I know she's about 8 hours ahead, so, all the things. But anyways, I'm done. Anyway, so this is a short show, but yeah, so try it next month. All right. And if you're going to do the white rabbit, brown rabbit, and walk down the stairs backwards, please do it safely. Please. Okay. Oh, no. I don't want people to come back and say, well, we heard it from Shelley. It's like, no, I heard it from Wikipedia. So, but no, seriously, practice cautions. All right. Caution. So, maybe, in the near future, we'll just do a show on superstition. I mean, not any specific one, like rabbit, but just in general, like, why are people superstitious, or are people superstitious? I should do a survey on that. I should ask people, for my show, just say, hey, are you superstitious? Yes or no? And what are some of your superstitions? Because I think that'd be a fun show. And like I said, I want to make the Aloha Perspective more exciting. I do love advocating. I do, for mental health. But you know what? I always say at the beginning of this show, a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. So I really think it should be a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. And that little bit of something is the mental health advocacy, which is very, very important to me, which is very, very important to people around the world, because, we do struggle with our mental health, whether we have, a natural dinged up mental health. And by that, I just mean that's just how we're built, or if it's a situational dinged up mental health and it's just something you're going through, like the common people, I call it the common people blues, which means that, and I don't mean that in any way other than it's not depression. It's just somebody's going through something, and when it corrects itself in however way it corrects itself, they will be better. They'll feel better. They'll be better. They won't need meds. All right. Regular uncommon people blues are those of us who, need a little boost with the pill. So, with the meds, and, and I'm not ashamed of that. Yeah, I am on an antidepressant, and I don't care who knows, because I think The more we advocate, the more we put that out there, the more people will get help, whether, you know, it needs to be medicated or not. You know, they'll have someone to talk to. Even if you don't have a dinged up mental health like I do, and you don't fall under the umbrella, therapy is still a good thing to get shit out of you, okay? Just to get stuff out of you. And there's no shame in it, but it's still so stigmatized, and it makes me sad because there's so many people out there that could be living fuller lives, but you know, they're so stigmatized and afraid of what the world's going to think about them. So, and just remember, for those of you who do want to seek therapy, they have therapy online. You don't even have to leave your house anymore. So, so anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you everybody for who did pop on the live. I do appreciate it. And yeah, so I said my rabbit first thing this morning. I know, I'm just very proud of myself. It's pretty wild, but I'm pretty proud of myself. But yeah, so just, you know, keep this in the back of your brain, you know, and see what happens. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public under Shelley Marie Lucas. You can watch me across the board on social media. I do post these to YouTube later, and also, again, across the social media board. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.